This story is brought to us from News on 6. This is a follow up of a man who was tased fatally by police. The family of a man killed by police officers in Carter County has been awarded compensation. In 2019, Wilson police officers Joshua Taylor and Brandon Dingman responded to a disorderly conduct call on July 4th involving 28-year-old Jared Lakey. I did the editorial on this originally. When Lakey did not comply with the officer's commands, Taylor and Dingman used their tasers on Lakey multiple times. Court documents say the two officers used a taser on Lakey 3 times in 4 minutes, sending him into cardiac arrest.
Put your hands behind your back.
Okay. Over 9 minutes, two Wilson police officers tased 28-year-old Jared Lakey. The incident caught on body cam and dash cam video.
It is one of the worst videos that I've seen.
We have 3 tasers deployed at this time, still combative.
Both officers are charged with second-degree murder. According to the affidavit, Lakey never strikes, grabs, or makes any aggressive move towards either officer.
Both officers were later arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Both officers were then later convicted. Lakey's family has now been awarded a $10 million settlement to be paid for by the officers. Yeah, good luck getting your money. They're going to file bankruptcy. But you hear that? Paid for by the officers. Why? Because they're no longer officers. They were convicted. They're now civilians. It's a civil matter with civilians. They're not going to get their money. These guys are going to file bankruptcy and they'll get their money 15, 20 years down the road. Bottom line, too, is I'm not the bottom line, but okay, they got $10 million, but they don't have Jared Lakey. Yeah, we got $10 million, but we don't have our family member, Jared. He's missing from the picture because of these two thugs. Now, on to today's editorial, which took place in New York.
One day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew. Man, you do something about it because you can.
This story comes to us from the New York Post. A gunman armed with an AR-15 style rifle walked into Midtown Manhattan skyscraper on Monday evening and began firing, killing a New York City police officer, fatally shooting 3 other people and critically wounding a fifth person before taking his own life. The slain officer was identified as Dadarul Islam, who had been assigned to a Bronx precinct. He had been within the department for 3.5 years and was working at the building at 345 Park Avenue in a private security role, said officials. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said the shooter's motives are still unclear. The gunman burst through the lobby of the building in Midtown, which is owned by Rudin Management and houses offices for the NFL and the investment giant Blackstone at about 6:28 p.m. on Monday. He shot Officer Islam first, then struck 2 people and a security guard in the lobby. The gunman allowed one woman to go unharmed as she exited an elevator before he rode the elevator to the 33rd floor, where he killed one more person. Some workers fled the 44-story building onto the already harried streets of Midtown, and this was during rush hour, as others were trapped in their offices for at least 2 hours. The rampage took place blocks from Rockefeller Center and St. Patrick's Cathedral. It was a rare workplace mass shooting in the center of New York City. Ms. Tisch identified the gunman as Shane Devin Tamura, 27, of Las Vegas. He died in Rudin Management's 33rd floor offices. Mr. Tamura left Nevada and drove through Colorado on July 26, crossing New Jersey on Monday before entering New York City, said Ms. Tisch. Law enforcement in Las Vegas had documented Mr. Tamura's mental health history, and police officers in New York found medication as well as a revolver and ammunition in his vehicle that he left on Park Avenue. Authorities in New York declined to identify the three other victims, aside from Officer Islam, while their families were being notified. And here's what to know: Officer's family, or Officer Islam and his wife, have two children and were expecting a third. He was working off duty as a security guard at the building at 345 Park Avenue, again owned by Rudin Management. He had just immigrated from Bangladesh. The tower occupies a whole block and has its own zip code. Rudin is one of the largest real estate firms in the city, and the Rudin family continues to be heavily involved in the city's political life. Now, the gunman's history: the shooter arrived in a BMW registered in his name, and inside the car they found a rifle case with rounds, a loaded revolver, ammunition, magazines, and a backpack and medication prescribed to Tamura. There were no explosives. And I've seen some other news stories as well on this, particularly from KTLA 5 News, where they were saying that some of the information that's being released is that he had possible, is it CTE, where if you get a bunch of concussions, you have brain issues. He had that. And so when he took his own life, he shot himself in the chest, and it was fatal, so that his brain could be preserved. And he, I don't know if it was a note or a request, but they were saying the request was made by him before he took his life, that they examine his brain after his death. He wanted his brain examined because of, I think it's CTE. Um, but, so he was going after the NFL. The NFL was his target, they're saying, or that's what they believe. I mean, he's dead now, so we don't know. But they believe his motive was the NFL was his target because of the head injuries that he received over the years playing football. I don't know that I don't think he ever played in the NFL, but they did release a video of him speaking. I think it was a high school football game. But again, you know, um, these mass shootings, man, people just, you know what, today I'm going to go in a building and just start shooting. Um, but I mean, if he wanted his head examined, there are different ways to do it than taking other people's lives, taking people with you. I don't know, but this, they need to do something about the concussion protocols in football anyway, right? What do you all think?